Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to Brick Hunter channel. On this video I'm going to be giving you guys a review on this Lego display stand, and it is made by MintyPrintyMakers. I'll go ahead and put the link down in the description so you can go ahead and check it out. These can only be bought at Etsy at the moment. If you're not from the US, Etsy is basically kind of like eBay. It is a website where you can purchase items that are typically made by entrepreneurs and small business owners that make their own stuff, as opposed to, say, eBay stuff, which is just, you can pretty much buy anything. In any case, before I even start the review, I want to give you guys a full disclosure. I was contacted by MintyPrintyMakers and I was asked if I would do this review. So I did receive these stands free of charge, so I didn't pay for this. However, I did let them know that if I were to do a review, that it will be 100% transparent, unbiased. I don't get any benefit out of this other than receiving these samples for free. That it'll be honest reviews. But again, I don't get any benefit whether these stands sell or not. But I want to do an honest full review on this. First, let's go over some of the facts real quick. So these come in different various sizes. The one you're looking at left is 4 minifigures. The one on the right obviously is 7 minifigures, but they come in various sizes. There's a 3 one here, which kind of looks like the winner's podium. And these are the only ones I've seen that is more like rectangular shape. MintyPrintyMakers try to stand out from typical Lego bricks by making these kind of oval looking, which is kind of interesting. They're trying to give a different flavor of display stands. Now again, they do come in different sizes. You saw the 3, 4, 7, and the one other sample they gave me was 12. And then but then they do come in like you know, Lego minifigure CMF numbers like 20. Just different sizes. If you're interested, you can go ahead and check out the website and see all the different number ones they're making. They are in the works of making 40 and even 50 minifigure displays. And the price kind of vary depending on the size of the display stand, but just to make it simple, just think of it as for each minifigure under $1 or over $1. So I don't know exactly, I could be wrong on this, but like for 12 one, I think it's like, we'll just say this is like $12, give or take $1 or $2, you know what I mean? Another thing I'm sure MintyPrintyMakers would like me to mention is that these are made from vegetable-based plastic, so they're all safe, you know, environmentally safe. And another thing that I definitely wanted to mention are these studs, which is typically very important when you come to stands like this. You know, I've done other reviews on display stands, and I always mention and I always want to know if these are Lego bricks. And the answer to that is yes. These are official Lego plates and bricks that they use into this mold, and some are plates and some are bricks. But another thing I do want to mention is when I first saw the picture of this, I wonder if these were just kind of glued together, and actually that's not the case. This is one whole piece, guys. You can probably see from the underside there. These aren't little oval plastic pieces that's glued together where it could just fall off if you were to drop it. This is actually one piece that's 3D printed. So yeah, even if you drop this, you know, unless you're breaking this whole plastic piece off, it's not gonna fall off. But yeah, this is one of the things that I found out. This were a brick as opposed to plate down there. You could tell it doesn't go deep enough, so we know that's a plate. But up here is a brick, and I found this out because accidentally, when I was putting down the minifigure, just testing it out for the review, this just kind of popped out. And the batch that I received, there's a little bit of minor quality control issue here because 3 of these came out. So I knew this was this actual Lego bricks in here. So this one came out, and then these other 2 was sliding out as well. But again, this is very minor. I'm not gonna really fault the maker for this at this time. It's something that could be easily fixed. I just need to use a little bit more glue or different type of glue. And if you were to receive this, or this kind of came out, first of all, this is just 1x2 bricks, so it'd be easy. Even if you lost this, it'd be really easy to replace. And secondly, like, who doesn't have glue at home? You could just put a glue and just put it back. It's not really a big deal. Yeah, it's a little annoying that you know, it wasn't glued tightly, but again, it's an easy fix. I'm not gonna really, you know, I do want to mention it because I want to be 100% transparent about my experience with this, but I did want to mention it's really not a big deal. Just use a little bit of glue, put it back. Another thing you could probably see on the camera is that there are texture to this, and that's just the 3D printing process. I don't know that much about 3D printing, but I know at least that that's the process. They kind of put layers as they build. So, but I don't mind it, to be honest with you. It just gives it a look, a texture. Not rough or anything on their hand at all. It just makes it shiny, which I think is kind of cool. Just kind of gives it a look other than just plain plastic. To be honest with you, I don't think this is for everyone. And I don't think the seller thinks that this is for everyone, because the seller did mention that this is more for, you know, actively putting in and, you know, using the minifigures. As an adult fan of Lego, we all know that we like to display our minifigure and have it covered to protect it from dust. And a lot of times we display it, we're not really touching it. It's just for people to look and stuff like that. So this, to be honest, isn't ideal because it's not protected. There's no clear protection from dust. But this is more for younger Lego fans, where, like, for example, like my kids. I have a boy and a girl, and they're constantly playing with their Lego, but then because they see their dad display Lego, they want to do it too. So this would be good for young builders where they're playing with it, but then they also want to have a place to put it without the hassle of putting in, like, you know, putting in things, and or even the shadow box with glasses and stuff. They're having to open the door, and I don't let them touch it because I just feel like it's gonna fall on them or something. So this would be good to put it on table or their desk or something like that, or even a white shelf. It'd be really good. So yeah, I would recommend this for younger Lego fans, even older Lego fans. If you just want something at your cubicle, your desk, just something small, just to let people know, you know, you like Lego, or you have your sick figs that you want to display. I think this would be good. There are minor gripes that I do have about this display stand, which is that it's a bit tight, to be honest with you. Even my kids, myself especially, but even my kids, they like to keep the minifigures or accessories together. So for example, Toto here, there's really no place to put Toto on the display here unless you're using up a whole space for Toto. Now Lego does the same thing. Lego gives us these plates, and let me try to do this here with one hand. Give us Dorothy, and when you try to put Toto here, there's nothing going on. You need at least 2 studs, so you're having to do something like this, and it kind of looks like Toto's peeing on Dorothy, which is kind of weird. Again, there's other easy fixes to this. You could always put in, like, could kind of get one of these 2x3 plates, kind of do that. And then could always just put it on here like that. Let's see, there you go. Could always do that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But as I mentioned, these are kind of close. See these minifigures with like tails? It wouldn't fit there because there's just not enough room. See that? So then you're having to put certain minifigures just on top here, where there's nothing in the back, where things would get in the way. So I mean, little things. I mean, you could work around it. I mean, it's not a big deal again, but it is a little annoyance that you can't just plop any minifigure on any spot. You just kind of have to configure it in a way that it'll work. For example, this one here too. Let me show you what the back looks like. Because of the dragon tail, there's no way this minifigure is gonna fit anywhere other than the back roll right here. So that's something to keep in mind. I think kids would figure out pretty quickly that, you know, certain minifigures not gonna work in certain spots, and they're just gonna have to put the ones with a lot of accessories or tail on the back there. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And you might ask yourself, why would I get this as opposed to just building up something like this with Lego bricks? I say the cleanup will be much easier. I mentioned that this may get dusty because it's kind of exposed and dust might settle. But just keep in mind that if you were to make it out of Lego bricks, then when it's time to clean, you may have to take it apart. With this, just because it's one piece, you can pretty much like run this over like a faucet and just get this all cleaned up. There are texturing on top, which might capture some of the dust, but again, like I said, you could just run this over water and maybe even use like a toothbrush kind of thing, and you know, it should clean up pretty easy. That's what I feel like is the benefit of a display stand like this, as opposed to maybe building your own or other types of display stand. So it just makes it a little bit easier for a cleanup if ever comes to time for that. Alright guys, so my final thoughts on this is that I would recommend it. I like it for what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a display stand that's easily accessible for kids, for younger Lego fans, and so there's no cumbersome covers and stuff like that. Also, it's not supposed to be bulky, it's supposed to be something that's relatively compact, and maybe that's the reason why the designer didn't give us much room there. Maybe it was done on purpose. Maybe it's thinking, maybe him or her thinking is that they want something really compact, and they didn't want something too bulky, in which case, you know, it can't be helped that they're kind of tight together like that. That's shown. There's other ways you could fix that by just using simple Lego plates. Alright guys, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, and if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe for more Lego videos. And hope you guys like this review. This is Brick Hunter signing out, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye!